G'day, Tragic here, and welcome back to Anno. Let's get into this. We've been doing pretty well. I think it's time to do Antarctica. What I think I might do is maybe another combat mission first, and then we'll go to Antarctica.
One scratch, just one scratch, and I'll
Actually, we're not. This is the same one. I don't know. Sometimes you can do the mission multiple times at different levels. Sometimes it confuses me. I think it's a new mission, but it's not. Okay, so we've basically got everything working. I'm just going to quickly colonize Antarctica. And we're going to have a look at what we've got here. So, project logistics. That means you don't have to build logistical buildings, which is actually a lot better than it sounds. It sounds useless because the logistics, who cares? But that becomes way important later in the game. It'll become important in Antarctica and super important on the moon. Coffee. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to do here. We have building sites. What's this thing say here? Logistic maintenance -2 on all facilities, and we have bonus to neural modules, which is a huge thing. This one has a bonus to deuterium strainers, and this one has extra energy, which is super good. But I think I'm going to do the glacier, because I like the project rare materials, much the same way I like doing the
Welcome to Phase 2 of the Lunar Licensing
mission with the
Program.
sunken ark.
You are now authorized to enter the Arctic region and access its deposits of rare resources to implement new means of galactic travel. Your official contact person will give you more information.
Should start working on our spaceport too, actually. Okay, so the Arctic region is a little bit more complicated than the...
Ice and snow. A rare sight nowadays. One you owe to the custodian's climate stabilization technology.
I'm Dr. Howard Young. I speak for the Arctic Custodians. First, allow me to be clear. We expect you to abide by our directives at all times. The Arctic ecosystem is very delicate. Respect these rules and we'll get along just fine.
Okay, so basically it's the same kind of thing, the new map, but it's very different the way it's done.
Right. Time to make some improvements.
Not exactly a warm welcome, but let's just proceed with Phase 2. We need Arctic resources for rocket construction, so we have to establish a base of operations on one of these islands.
Okay, so basically it's kind of just like a normal tundra, except it's freezing cold, right? So every single production facility gives off heat, and you can only build inside those heated areas. And that makes a huge problem, because the end result of that is that you can't just build, like in the older map, you know, I'd build things. If I was out of workers, I could just build new housing. But in this one, it's very easy to get the production requirements outpacing the ability to create new housing, because there's nowhere that's not freezing. So it's quite...
Sorry, my colleagues are kind of giving you the cold shoulder. Billy Jorgensen, nice to meet you.
Is that a
I run a
joke?
trading post here, but business, yeah, just consider dropping by, okay? Please.
Please drop by. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit difficult. So we've got some choices here. We want to find a location that has 3 mines. So there's only 2 mines on this island. There is 2 mines on this island. There is 3 mines on this island, but they're very spaced out. 1, 2, 3, which might be good, because this sort of long, tall area would be a very nice place to grow our colony. It's a nice chunk of land. And there's also this place here, which actually has 4, which might be the best one. It's got a nice chunk of land here for building a colony, but it's also, we can have the the mining and maybe even two energy places before we have to start. So I think this is what we're going to take. So let's grab our boat.
Set up your new location wherever you want. All of the islands are suitable.
And we're going
If
to
you
claim
build a
this one.
distribution center here, I can officially sign the island over to you. With the acquisition of this island, you earned the mining rights for this area. The Arctic custodians will watch you like a hawk from now on. Their directives are strict, but you should adhere to them while building up your basic infrastructure. The heating standards alone will be a challenge.
Okay, so it's very, very easy to get out of control. We've only got 500,000 cash, right? It's not a lot of money. We've got an account limit of 1.1. Now, we could enter the stock market and start buying and selling shares, but it's actually quite fiddly, and I want to wait until we've got a pretty decent income. I want, not until we're like, plus 30k or something like that. So for now, we have to figure out how we're going to build this stuff. We need, just like anything else, we've got to build workers. Workers require needs. They'll need food, so we need a fishery, we need a cannery. Then we need to produce quality of life things. So we need an aluminium farm, and then we need to process the aluminium and the myobline, or however that's pronounced. So there's quite a lot we need to do here without building the population too much. Our first thing is to get 10 population. So what I like to do here, because also the construction costs are huge, it's 2 foam, which is the new basic construction material. So the problem is we only have one form of housing in the Antarctic, the big houses. So we don't have the little houses, so it's a lot harder to get everything outlined. So I'm going to try and do that similar kind of thing I do before, where I try and find the straight lines in the roads. That's as far as that can go across. And yeah. So how many of these can we fit here? That's 1. That's 1. 2. 3. So we can only fit 3, and then it hits this wall. Unless we go here. So if let's actually move these things in here just temporarily.
We'll keep an eye on everything here for you.
Construction of new building types possible.
If I put a road from that point, how much extra road does that give me? We now have the new construction options, by the way. So you've got the cannery and the fishing farms. We don't quite need them just yet. I'm still trying to plan out this. Yeah. That's 1.
You should.
And 2. Okay, so now we can fit nice and neatly 4 across. That's very handy. Okay.
Thanks, very livable. If you don't mind the cold.
Ah, very livable if you don't mind the cold. So we can go 4 across from there. So let's
Hope you've read our building.
put down a fishery. Got to keep an eye on our work account. And this doesn't... why is that? Oh, it's got no traffic connection. That's why. Again, let's find... I like to find the straight lines. Yonk. Okay, so this is putting out a little bit of heat. Not much, but enough to sort of be slightly annoying. And we also definitely need to connect this up and place down an aluminium mine. And now we're negative workers. We'll temporarily put these guys here. And look how much money we're already down to +9 because these things have huge upkeeps and maintenance costs. So we'll also need an energy. I think I'll run an energy from here. Again, we'll try and find a point that can go straight. Yeah, I think this is like so. Space is an absolute premium. Does that actually count as connected? I don't think it does. I think it's got to go like that. And we'll put in
You may
a...
build your facility here and only here.
Oh, we don't have access to the energy. Oh, we need 25 workers before we can do that. Right, so now we're producing fish, but we need canned food. So, canned food is probably the easiest for us to build. Okay, see how it's got like a little roundy thing showing you its impact food-wise, basically. So what we need is to what I like to do is just place these down, and as you can see, it'll fit one around it. So we can basically get one on either side of this thing. So if I move this, no wait, we want to move this. And then move this. Now, if I was better at estimating things, because it does actually cost money to move and all this kind of stuff. So, actually, let's try and figure out the best way to do this. How about that? Just before I go, that means we can only build houses to here, which is probably an alright length. So, and I can just fit inside there. So let's bring this down like that.
I've never eaten real fish in my life. The polar regions are the only places on Earth where you can still find it in harvestable quantities.
And now we have our first set of
Fine, your settlement seems
habitable
regulated
areas.
well enough. You are permitted to continue the expansion of your spaceport within reasonable limits.
Well, that's exactly what's on the agenda right now. The Orbital Watch is still threatening the Union trade routes. You have to establish your own shipping docks at the spaceport.
You may build your facility here and only here.
I now need to produce foam. Now foam is another story entirely. Let's probably start building here. What a shock that that just fits perfectly. So this will continue up that way. This will come down here. And we've got to keep an eye on our trucking, so I think I'm going to put down a trucking right here. We need 5 foam. I haven't built a foam processor. So I'm actually going to go to the trader and buy some foam.
Okay. Deal.
Bam. Buy 27 foam, just to speed this up a little bit. So we want to build a truck. And then I'm going to build a foam processor. Now the foam processor gives off lots and lots of heat. So let's probably get two from there. Okay, so that's not going to have enough heat for now, but it will once we can start spreading up here. Okay, and we're low on power, so we're going to build a power farm. And now we need, see how much workers we need now, and that's a real issue. So, now we can start filling in all this. Why is there a space here? There's a huge space here. Didn't I map this out so there wouldn't be a space there?
Attention. Workforce too low to meet production requirements.
Yeah, I've got it. Just and you blam. No room there.
It can't.
Okay, so push that across and put the road up.
Your Arctic settlement is
And
growing at
I
a steady
think what I'll
pace.
do is I'll actually
The staff
remove
requirements
this,
for your spaceport shipping docks should be
slide
met
these
by now.
across one and put a road up here. Okay, we're still negative on the workforce. No heat sources. But we are also negative on fish and canned goods, so we're going to keep expanding this out. This is a bit of a waste. I think I've basically put these in the wrong positions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these here. And move these here. And basically do that. We'll stick a road going onto here. That'll heat those sections up. We'll put one more down. And we really need to fix up our terribly badly aligned. Wow, I'm not good. Let's get rid of that. Okay, you can see this guy has got no heat source. That's a bit annoying, but he'll have a heat source soon enough once we
Hope you
build.
read our building regulations.
What I should have done is just put this thing here, and we'll just delete this one. And now we should have lots more heat coming from that
Construction of new buildings
electricity
is possible.
area. Okay. And let's get rid of this. Please fit. Nope.
Attention. Under provision of specific consumer
Yes,
goods
yes,
detected.
it's a terrible disaster here still. Okay. Come on, be enough room. Beautiful. Still short. And we are short on fish as well.
Warning. Workforce too low to meet production quota.
Okay. Let's just get some extra space. No heat source.
Construction options expanded.
How's this dude doing? No heat source. Can probably get heat sources in here. Like so. Oh, what happened then? Oh, I deleted the wrong thing. That was an aluminium mine. Okay. Now this looks very haphazard and annoying, and that's because it is. I really find it very difficult to get Antarctica functioning. We're in the red though, in the black. What's going on here? This guy hasn't got a road. Okay. We're still -1 can good. And we've got 0 fish and 0 cans, so we're perfectly even, but we are short on aluminium. So let's build a second one of them. We're still short on aluminium. Okay, and now we're -6 workers. And see, that's the rub. You know what I mean? You build it so you're not at a loss, and then you haven't got enough workers to fill the positions required. So how many more of these can I fit on? A few more. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to build
Warning. Human resources insufficient.
one of these things. Let's build another cannery. Okay. And it's like bam, 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 bam. And what I would like to do is get what's going on here. Let's connect this road up. Remember, we're just still trying to plan. That's the thing. I love having. If you saw the other videos, I just love having nicely planned out sections, and I just find it absolutely impossible to plan out sections correctly. With these sections here. Okay. Is that going to still be connected if I delete this? Nope.
Construction options expanded.
Construction options expanded.
It's not just the winters that cause such
Get rid of that. Okay. Bam. Okay. It's so hard to fit it all in. Okay, looks like our colony's coming along. We're now minus massive amounts of canned food and fish. Let's get another fish down. And we're actually out of fish spots.
You may build your facility here and only here.
And now we have enough fish. We have too many canned foods, which is fine. And I think we're basically all good. Need to put down a community center. I like to stick these guys basically where I can't build, you know, housing. So let's put it and we still have a shortage up here. So if I no heat source. No heat source, which means I can probably fit it here. I'll move this one here. Need more energy. And if you're wondering, if you build secondary parts, it doesn't increase the mine's heat source, unfortunately. How is that guy right next to it not connected? Still not connected. There we go.
Sorry, can't talk about it.
And these guys aren't connected now. You know, I guess I'm going to have to just sacrifice. Don't know where I'm going to put this. See how the blue line, you can kind of see where its influence is going to track. Oh, wait, maybe if I just connect up the roads. Move him up, connect this road. No, it didn't help. Huh. I don't know how, I don't want to build another one. You can see my regular income has dropped hugely. I can just, and that's the limit, so. Okay, and we'll just stick another one of these down. Okay, so I'm still fine. Any more areas I can populate? What am I going to put here? No heat source. No heat source. Right, so now that we've basically got that sorted, I can start upgrading this.
The climate. Earth barely healed wound. Let's see what happens when I braid it.
Warning. Climate stabilizer network producing weather anomalies. External manipulation detected.
Systems not responding. Stabilization values approaching critical level. They have the whole climate stabilizer network under their control.
The whole stabilizer network, oh lordy.
Program that brought those terrorists here. Consider our support suspended and keep out of our affairs.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do this mission, I think.
Man, we got nothing to counter these attacks.
You got me. You got me, baby.
To interfere, official admission or not, enact a hacking counterattack against the Orbital Watch's jamming stations, or destroy them if you must.
Considering we are all in the middle of a sleep.
Okay, so what I'm going to do
Spaceport upgrade completed.
is we need petrochemicals to finish this, which we have 0. So I'm going to do this combat mission. And of course, all the combat missions are separated out into separate videos. So I will see you in a sec. Catch ya.